Hello gents. This is Star Wars Logic, and I am here today about the many theories about Supreme Leader Snoke. To be honest, I don't understand why we focus on a burnt marshmallow. But the people have spoken, and the time for me to discuss the probability of Supreme Leader Snoke being one of the multiple characters that I will be analyzing has come. And now to begin the countdown.
It's the final countdown.
Mind you, this list is not based upon any scoring or rating system. This is just where the dice fall. First, we will discuss the theory that Snoke is Kylo Ren from the future. The fighters for this argument say that in the future, Kylo finds a way to commune with people from the past. And that he is trying to make himself more powerful by telling himself things that he has learned along the road of life. There are a number of problems with this theory. First of all, if Kylo Ren can lose a map to Luke Skywalker, a Force-sensitive girl, and a planet-destroying station in less than a week, what makes you think that he can master time? #burn.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and
Also, if Snoke is old Kylo, why doesn't Snoke actually help Kylo out a bit? Like giving him a heads up on the hotshot pilot that won't die, or the Chosen One 2.0 in his battle station? All in all, I don't believe that Snoke is future Kylo. Also, because it's just really weird. The second theory I will analyze is one of an overrated character. And his name is Boba Fett. I have little to say about this theory except that Boba Fett is not a Force-sensitive character, so he cannot train anyone in the ways of the Force. Because he himself was never trained in the ways of the Force. Also, he's just not that cool. #burn.
they see me rolling, they hating, patrol.
The third Snoke theory I will debunk is the Darth Maul theory.
Back in the saddle again. Whoopie-tie, oh, rock him to and fro. Back in the saddle again. Whoopie-tie, I go my way. Back in the saddle again.
Granted, this theory is actually pretty believable and has logic to it. But nevertheless I will debunk it.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
First of all, Maul is not exactly a subtle character. In Star Wars The Clone Wars and in Star Wars Rebels, he has perpetually put himself on the radar screen of really everyone. One could argue that Maul could have learned from his mistakes and become more subtle and calculating than he had previously been. However, seeing as he is stuck in his days as despot of Mandalore, I'd say that's not one of Maul's character traits. All in all, based upon the fact that their character traits aren't similar, and that Maul is just not smart enough, we can safely presume that Snoke is not Darth Maul. #burn.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrol.
The fourth theory I will analyze is the Darth Sidious theory. First of all, Darth Sidious isn't coming back. He was thrown down a hole that was presumably a longer fall than a skyscraper, on a station that blew up in the middle of the vacuum of space. So no. Sidious is not Snoke, you nerf herder.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling.
The fifth theory that I will analyze is the Grand Inquisitor theory. Again, like with Darth Sidious, the Grand Inquisitor will not be coming back. He fell into a pit of fire and
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire.
So no. The Grand Inquisitor is not coming back. Although, seeing as Snoke obviously can't teach sword fighting, and that the Grand Inquisitor lost to a Jedi who at the time was still a Padawan, I can see similarities.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrol.
The sixth theory I will analyze is the theory that Mace Windu is Snoke.
A Sith Lord?
Nope. Just Snoke.
And our worst fears have been realized.
Indeed. This theory is preposterous though, because Mace Windu, for all of his faults, was still a Jedi fanboy who stuck by the code until the end. Also, if Mace was nearly killed by the dark side, what would be his reason for joining it? Although, seeing as Snoke is a very cranky old man, I can see similarities.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to.
The next theories that we will be analyzing, the Snoke Tarkin theory, the cremated body of Vader theory, the Leia theory, the Porkins theory, the Youngling theory, and the Snoke Ewok theory will be done by a guest host. Please welcome Mr. Michael Jordan.
I'm Michael Jordan.
So Mr. Jordan, what would you say to the believers of these theories?
Stop it. Get some help.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to.
The seventh theory that I myself will be analyzing is the Darth Plagueis theory. To be honest, this theory is not as strong as you might think. For starters, although Darth Plagueis is no longer a man in canon, he is still a Sith, and in being a Sith, he has to follow the rule of two as established by Darth Bane, which is also canon.
Yes, Darth Bane, the ancient Sith Lord you are.
And know why I am not forgotten?
Created the rule of two, you did.
So in order for Plagueis to be Snoke, he would have to survive through the prequels and the original trilogy. And in order for that to happen, the rule of two must be broken. One could argue that Plagueis could have gotten the Maul treatment, being kicked out of the Sith party while still living to see another day. The problem is, why didn't Plagueis take his seat back from Sidious then? Sidious had to have been inferior in some way because he felt the need to murder Plagueis in his sleep.
Unfortunately, he taught his apprentice everything he knew. Then his apprentice killed him in his sleep.
All in all, there is no evidence that Darth Plagueis is Snoke. However, the theory that Sidious mistook his former master for dead makes sense. He didn't see his obviously conflicted employee about to pick him up and throw him down a hole. So no, I'll concur that Sidious wasn't the brightest crayon in the box. #burn.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to.
The last theory that I will be analyzing is the Ezra Bridger theory. This theory seems the most logical of all the ones that I have analyzed. And even then, I will debunk it. First of all, it seems as if Ezra has gotten past his dark side phase and has grown up to become a real Jedi. He has rejected Maul multiple times and has shown that he is a selfless, caring friend and ally. So I don't think that he will turn to the dark side in the first place. But even if he somehow does in the next couple years, why would he take over what the Empire was? The only reason he would toy with the notion of the dark side would be to help destroy the Empire. So seeing as the Empire became the First Order, it would make no sense that he would become the supreme leader of it. However, like I said before, this theory does have logic to it. Seeing as the Knights of Ren could be named after Sabine Wren. However, seeing as the Knights of Ren are not as cool as Mandalorians, this doesn't make sense. #burn.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to.
Well, that's it for the Snoke theory video. Again, some of these theories are logical, and would make sense if they are true. The rest are just weird. If you enjoyed this video, please think about leaving a like or subscribing to the channel. Also, if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave a comment. Also, before I go, here's a hint as to what the next episode will be. May the Force be with you. And do be logical.